Hi there, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to a Football Manager 2019 experiment where I fast forwarded 100 years to see what football looks like, and today we're going to look at the World Cup. Now, a bit of a spoiler alert, the World Cup of 2118 is just finished and we can see that Italy are indeed champions. But let's go and have a look at the records and see what has happened. So Italy, most times winners at 7, highest attendance, that's an old record. Biggest win, that is 10-0, Spain over Haiti in the 2110 World Cup. Highest scoring game, that's one that stood the test of time there, 7-5, Austria over Switzerland. That must have been a screaming game to be at. France, most wins in a row. That would suggest that maybe they've won a World Cup or two. El Salvador, 19 losses in a row. Good news, El Salvador fans, it means you have qualified for World Cups. Now, there is, of course, it'll go to a 48-team World Cup, one that at some point, maybe not for the... but most of this 100 years, they're going to have been 48-team World Cups. Most goals in a tournament is 9. That happened in the 2074 World Cup by a Uruguayan player. Most goals in a match, an England player, there we go, 7-0 win over UAE. Stephen Jones in 2038. So somewhere out there, he may have been born by now. He may have been born. If there's a Stephen Jones who you just had a kid and his name's Stephen Jones, he's going to do well. He's going to be okay. 6 goals in a World Cup game. That's insane. Most assists, 7. That seems a little low, but, you know, what do I know? Most clean sheets. So, Alisson, the Liverpool goalkeeper, that record has stood quite a few World Cups there. Most end of the match awards, Neymar. A couple of familiar names here, isn't it? Youngest player, 16 years old, was a Japanese player in the 2026 World Cup. Oldest player, so that's Egyptian at the last World Cup. The goalkeeper, El Hadri, that is still the record. Fastest goal is the one that Hakan Suka scored for Turkey back in 2002. Youngest goal scorer is still Pele. That stood there, and Roger Miller is still the oldest. So a couple of the records there have stood the test of time, which is, in a way, it's nice to see, isn't it? Let's have a look at the winners here. Let's see what we have. So in the most recent World Cup, if we just scoot up here, Italy have beaten Uruguay, and the hosts were South Africa. Italy beat Mexico, and the hosts were Spain. Germany beat Brazil in South Korea. Again, England, you've won it. Football came home at least a couple of times here, but in 2106, football came home. Oh my God, I've just seen that. So England beat France in Brazil. Then look at this, Spain, Australia. We made a World Cup final. Now that is something to be very... Oh, that the country would just lose its absolute collective crap. That would be insane. Anyway, so we've made a World Cup final. We lost it, but just being there would be insane. I would be well and truly dead at that time, so I wouldn't have lived to see it. Unless we've made one earlier, I don't think we have. Okay, so England beat Belgium. Bit of revenge there in the USA. Of course, we can see the third place teams here as well. France won 2 in a row against Ukraine and Argentina. Portugal and South Africa. South Africa's hosted a few World Cups. It doesn't seem fair, does it? Poland have won a World Cup. They beat France in China. Colombia there in third. Turkey's won a World Cup. Now, Turkey, I did do one for the European Championships. So go and check that out as well. But they beat Scotland in a final. Turkey, Scotland. I feel like Scotland would go almost as crazy as Australia would if they made a World Cup final, wouldn't they? That was in France. So France, and that's the place to host a World Cup for the Aussies and the Scots. France won it against Ukraine in Brazil. Belgium, Russia made 2 finals. And Germany 3 times in a row third. So Croatia, Germany, and Morocco hosted it. Spain won 2 of those. One against Russia, and then you can see the Czech Republic. Oh, Poland beat England in a final in the USA. Argentina beat England in a final. Morocco won the World Cup in 2050. That, so far, is the biggest surprise. So an African team does win it. I don't think anyone would have picked Morocco to be world champions. England came third. That was in South Africa. So it was an African World Cup, but Morocco won it. England 2 in a row. Look at that. Against Croatia in Japan. They hosted a World Cup and they did win it. So there we go. Now they've won one down here that wasn't. So the next World Cup. Well, let's not spoil that. Italy beat Poland in Argentina. Brazil beat France in South Korea. Spain beat Holland in Italy. Italy got third in that one. France beat Turkey. So Turkey made 2 finals, winning 1, losing 1. And that was, of course, the one that's in the US, Mexico, and Canada. And England, the very next World Cup, beat Brazil in the final in Qatar, according to Football Manager. So football does come home just 4 years later than we all thought it perhaps would do. Let's have a look at the awards then for Best Player. Is there an all-time 11 here? Dream Team, there we go. if we go Dream Team and if we go all seasons, and this is the best 11 of the World Cup history, Thomas Lemar. So he's lasted the test of time there, gone 100 years. That looks like he's the only one. There's a few guys here we can maybe look at. The Swiss goalkeeper, he looks okay, but nothing special there. Italian defender again. He's 35 now, so he perhaps was very good back in his prime. Another defender here, a Mexican, 30 years old. Livingston, of all places. Netherlands. Now there we go. That's a left back, isn't it? That is a left back. Where do we sign him? Italian winger here. Again, he's 34, so he would have declined a little bit. German midfielder, he's at Paris and still looks quite good, doesn't he? Biro, the German, he is at Manchester United, and yeah, again, not bad. Passing 17, vision of 18, we'll take that. But yeah, so Thomas Lemar is the only current player. Now that does surprise me a little bit. You would have thought Messi, Ronaldo, although in the game, to be fair, in 4 years' time at the first World Cup, they probably aren't around, are they? Maybe Neymar you would have expected, but Thomas Lemar is the only one that's lasted 100 years in the World Cup Dream Team. But guys, that's it for this. Just short and sweet. If you haven't seen my other experiments for the 100 years, go and check that out. There's a playlist for them. You can go through. We've done Premier League, Australia, US, European Champions League, European Cup. We've done them all. And I'm taking requests too. If you want to see a cup or a country, by all means, leave a comment at AussieVillain on Twitter, and I'm taking requests, basically, so I can definitely do that. If you like this, please do hit like, subscribe if you're new, ring the bell so you know when I upload a new episode. Until next time, as I choke on my words, I've been AussieVillain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.